Welcome back to Your Hour. Joining me now is Nicholas St. John, and he's here to talk about his new book called Human Viral Infections and 9 Things You Can Do to Smack Them Down. And, you know, Ron and I had the flu just fairly recently. We could have used this information.
Well, that's why I wrote the book, is that really in the industry, viruses, they just don't know what to do with them. Right? You go in, they tell you, oh, it's a viral infection, you'll just have to wait this out.
Right.
Unfortunately, viral infections like Ebola, West Nile virus, and the flu and related illnesses, about 50,000 people die a year in this country.
Really?
That's more than car accidents. And yet they say, we're sorry, there's nothing you can do about it. Yet on the CDC's website, they say the best way to get over viral infections is to have a strong immune system. Yet they tell you nothing about how to strengthen it.
Okay.
So in this book, that's what I do. I spend 9 things you can do to strengthen that immune system. So what I have here is a whole series of those products. The first one that I highly recommend is what's called Sambucol. Now this little pill you put under your tongue about every couple hours. I've had neighbors and friends who have gotten sick. I've given them a box of this. It's $12 or $13. Okay. They've gotten over the flu or being, a cold, really within 12 to 24 hours.
Wow.
How much better would that have been rather than 4 or 5
kidding.
days like you guys were
Well,
saying?
we were like 2 weeks.
Right.
It was
Okay.
ridiculous.
Using these products, which you can get at almost any health food store and even most grocery stores, and you can get this at Walgreens and CSV. Again, it's $13. So you can get Sambucol. This is a great little enzyme that battles and keeps the viruses from attaching to cells. The next thing is, which is becoming more and more popular, is this organic coconut oil.
And I like that brand, and I really like coconut oil.
And you started using it. More people don't know, but what happens is in this, there's an acid called lauric acid. And in university studies, it's been shown that it actually dissolves the shell that most viruses are in. So if you just dissolve it, guess what? It can't come back and do any damage to you. And you can use this. I put a tablespoon in my coffee and put it in the blender and whip it up. It's really great. You can cook with it. It's also good for your brain. They're finding out that using it for Alzheimer's.
Right. I read something about that recently.
Okay. It's a terrific product. Again, $11 or $12. And if you don't like that, you can get, Pam now has their own version of 100% coconut oil. So the other thing is something we've all heard of, vitamin C, right?
Sure.
Okay, this is called sodium ascorbate, and what I do is the RDA, the recommended daily allowance, is a whopping 75 milligrams for women, 90 milligrams for adult men. I take about 8 grams, which is 8,000 milligrams a day.
I take 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C.
Dr. Klenner and Dr. Linus Pauling, who was a 2-time Nobel Prize winner, really embraced the use of vitamin C and sodium ascorbate. In it, they were taking as much as 15 to 20 grams a day orally. Now you can get it if you're really sick, like the Reardon Clinic up here, the domes they call them here in Wichita. They will give you an IV, so it goes straight into your veins, and they'll give you 25,000 milligrams in one
fell
time.
swoop.
And it takes about an hour and a half to 2 hours to do. There's no discomfort. I've done it a number of times, but boy, it supercharges that immune system to fight off all of these infections. And what's not known about vitamin C, isn't really published, is that it's got an oxidative agent, so it does that. It does reducing, so all of the time that you get this stuff into your cells like a virus, what it does is it injects a thing that says, turn this cell into a manufacturer for me. Well, when you do that, when you get vitamin C in there, or what's called l-ascorbic acid, it starts disassembling that nuclei and turns that cell back into a proper operating cell. So it's just, and then it helps strengthen and rebuild cells.
Now, what's the difference between the sodium ascorbate as opposed to the vitamin C tablets?
Well, this is in a powder form. It's pure.
Okay.
The tablets are okay, but typically they don't have enough in them.
Right.
Most of those tablets are about 500 milligrams.
Right.
I think at this point we also should say I'm not a doctor, so I can't tell anyone what to do, but I'm just saying research. Now, there's 250 hours of research in this book. Again, for $13 and about $40 for the product. You can really cut viral infections off at the knees. And I'm on blogs where West Nile virus is talked about, and the suffering from West Nile virus just really grips you when they go, I've been to my doctors, I'll be glad when someone figures out what to do. So I publish our information on that. The last thing we have here, which looks kind of strange, this is colloidal silver. We ionize. This is a device that I actually manufacture and sold across the country. It makes this beautiful golden color ionized silver, and you can make that for about 25 cents a glass. And so when I get, it looks like something's really hitting me hard, I will start taking a glass of this in the morning and in the evening, just when I'm sick. Some people say, oh, we can take it all the time. There's, the scare tactics are you'll turn blue.
Yeah,
And
remember the guy on TV?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the blue man, Paul Harrison. But he had a very strange scenario that caused him to turn blue, where he applied it to his skin with other chemicals that were in the air, and so no one talks about that. It's not from using this. Okay, so you can make it at home and use it. If you only want to use it during times of sickness or that, this stuff, I can't tell you how good this is. It will basically get rid of or treat viruses, germs, bacteria, even amoeba and parasites.
And is the recipe for making that in your book?
It is.
Okay.
I have in there, we have the back section is an addendum that actually shows you how to go to Radio Shack and get about $25 for the materials and build your own. Or you can get, like I said, from our website, which is also published in there. The other thing we want to talk about in the book is that you get these QR codes. And it's called Quick Response.
Okay.
And the Quick Response code lets you take the camera or your smartphone, take a picture of it, and it sends you straight to videos and abstract papers and websites. So it's not just a book, but it has interaction that you can do
Very cool.
as well. So yeah, there's a lot of really great stuff in it, and I think the more Americans know about the information in this book, the less time they're going to be in, emergency rooms and going to see their doctor. It's really saved me probably well over $500 in hospital visits.
And we're just about out of time, so I want to get this in. The first two callers that call into the station right now at 267-8855 will get a copy of Nicholas's book. So 267-8855. And thanks for joining us today.
Glad I could be here. Thank you.
And I want to have you on more often.
Appreciate that. That'd be great.
So we'll be back with Dr. Charles. Stay with us.